This is our F That Photo Chat Holiday Gift Guide.
Part 3.
Part 3. And we are doing over $100.
Big bucks.
Yes. Obviously, gift cards.
Gift cards.
Right? So if you can't afford like the $10,000 lens that I've been asking Sue for, yeah, I know that I'm not getting, but you could get gift cards, so that way the person, if they have like $200 or $300 in gift cards,
yeah,
they can put it towards their $10,000 purchase.
Yeah, they can use it towards something else. So, also when we get into the price bracket of over 100, things start getting a little more personalized.
Yes.
Which is kind of difficult to buy for if you don't know exactly what they're looking for. I also feel like we should really emphasize that more of the personal gifts, if you do want to get them, take advantage of the consultants at the stores.
Yes.
And take pictures of the front of the camera if you're getting anything camera or lens related.
Yeah.
So that you have all the text and all the information and show it to the people that work at the stores. Mind you, I don't want to shit on big department stores. But Best Buy and many other places like that, the consultants sometimes, I want to say this nicely,
they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about, or if they do, they're they make frequently more mistakes because they obviously have a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
And deal with on a regular basis than people who work in a specific camera store.
Exactly.
So for stuff like this, camera stores are usually a good idea, just because we're literally trained to just talk about one thing.
Yeah, like I work at a camera store. You want to talk to me about cameras? I can talk to you about cameras. You want to talk to me about TVs? I have no idea.
Yeah, go to Best Buy for that.
Computers? No idea. Games? No idea.
Yeah.
Right?
So they have a lot more on their plate, so sometimes they miss the mark a lot with photography equipment, and that's coming from experience from having a lot of people come in with the wrong stuff that they bought at stores like that. So
and very important, like we're not trying to like put them down or anything like that, because Best Buy, when they don't know what they're talking about, a lot of their sales guys have go to Henry's or go to Vistech. These people know what they're talking about, right? So yeah, like I send people over to Best Buy all the time if people are asking about computers or TVs or anything like that, monitors.
So definitely proceed with caution
yeah.
when you're spending over 100, in my opinion, because there's a lot of personalized things. And even if you're like, you know what, I want to get them something they don't have yet, like one of the items on the list that I have is a GoPro. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're not sure what you want to get them, go into a store and be like, I want to get them something, and if it's not related to their camera, you can always get them something like a GoPro, or like tell the consultant what kind of person they are, and the consultant can easily find you something that would benefit them.
Yeah.
So GoPro,
awesome. And the 8s are still available. The GoPro Hero 8.
Yeah.
The Hero 9, and they just came out with the Hero 10. But all 3 of them are still available. So depending on what price point you want to go with, the Hero 10 of course being the newest, but they all shoot 4K video.
Yeah.
So
I will also say that if you're not in the market for a new GoPro, but you want to get something like that, there are a lot of stores, like camera stores, that sell open box and used.
Yep.
So you can get older models, and then there are also third-party brands. So like, for example, if you're buying a GoPro for like your teenager or something, or like a teenager of some sort who's not going to be the most responsible with it, and you don't want to spend like $600, you could get them like a Safari. You know, like if they just
Safari action cam, not a Safari in Africa.
So like Safari is a third-party brand, basically just another action camera. So you don't have to go with GoPro, but you can if you want. We love GoPro.
Yes.
They're like top tier. But if you don't kind of want to start at that top tier or go used with GoPro, you can definitely look at other brands.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about camera bags as well. Camera bags is another $100 plus item, but it's very personal.
Yes.
Because, like I tell people all the time, camera bags are like purses.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, because purses are personal to each woman.
Personal. I'm so sorry. I'll go in my timeout corner later.
But yeah, camera bags are very personal. Depends on what the photographer shoots, how they want to carry their equipment, how they're going to abuse that camera bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
what they're bringing with them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like,
most important thing I'll have to say with any of our gifts, okay, make sure you get the gift receipt.
Yes.
Okay. So just in case, like if you go out and spend $300 on a camera bag and it's not right for them, okay, first off, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Okay. But make sure you get the gift receipt so they can go in and get the proper one for them.
Yeah, because I don't think, like, I'm trying to think from my perspective, if someone got me a camera bag that didn't work for me, I'm not going to be like, what the... I don't know if I should filter for this, because there's new people. I'm not going to go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How dare you? I'm going to go, oh my god, that's really nice, and I'm probably going to feel so fucking guilty that it doesn't work for me, but having a gift receipt helps so much, because then that's the amount that I can use to one that works for me. It's still a gift you're giving them. Just give them the option as part of that gift.
Yeah.
And a lot of places over the holidays have extended return policies.
Yep.
That's another benefit of buying from a like brick and mortar shop, as compared to like Amazon.
Yeah.
Not shitting on Amazon, but it is easier for personal gifts like that.
Exactly.
What was I gonna say about the bags? Bags take so long to pick.
Oh yeah.
I'm still like, when I was picking a bag, you would like, when Chuck and I were both working together at the camera store, he would take videos and pictures of me wearing different camera bags so I could see what they look like, and none of them were good enough for me. Yeah. Over the span of like 3 years, I never found a camera bag that worked for me and got it from some random company.
Yeah.
That wasn't even camera related. And I'm still not happy with it.
And I've got a wall of bags. I've got like 6 camera bags. And I'm eyeing another one. Anyways, that's another story altogether.
Yeah, so camera bags, very personal. Yep. Gift card.
Yeah.
We also have, kind of tying in with what I mentioned in our last video about under 100.
Yeah.
A backdrop stand. If they don't already have a backdrop stand and you're planning on getting them backdrops or anything like that, backdrop stands start at like $120, $130.
Yep. For a cheap one.
For a cheap one, yeah.
I would spend over $200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
don't... If you're going to be holding heavier equipment, and unless it's like completely stationary and literally never moving, I would avoid the really cheap ones that you can find online. You can find really cool cheap stuff on like Amazon by Neewer. Yeah. Neewer. They're awesome, but when it comes to things that are actually supporting equipment and stuff, it's not the sturdiest.
Exactly.
So if you have the option, spend a little bit more, you get more for the money. Yeah.
And especially when you got like a big 10-foot roll on your backdrop stand, and that's a lot of paper on there. Yeah. And it doesn't look like it weighs much, but you know, when it's sitting on a backdrop stand, piece of metal holding that together. You know.
Now, there is one that we're going to put up here that I'm a big fan of from Henry's. Mm-hmm. I have the older version of it, so I don't have the new one, but I've played around with the new one. Yeah. And it has an extendable middle rod for everything, which is very helpful. That one is lower on the price, like the price end, because it's like a third-party brand. It's not like a big, well-known brand.
Yeah, well,
it's Cameron.
It's this brand, Cameron.
But that's a wicked one. That's like $120 or $130. They sell a lot. They sell out a lot over the holidays, but they're really nice because that middle rod is extendable, and coming from someone who shoots a lot of studio and doesn't have the extendable one, I have to piece like 4 giant rods this big together depending on the backdrop I'm using, and it's a pain in the ass. Yes. So get ones with extendable rods if you care about the person you're getting this gift for. So that's it for backdrop stands. We have
LED lights.
There's a lot of categories for this.
Yes. But they're all over 100 pretty much. There are some that are under, but...
Yeah. So some of the panels now, you can get like little round ones. That's actually on my list. Right now this is on sale for under 100, but regularly it's over. Yeah. I have one of these too. They're awesome. This is the Godox. What's the name of it again? The
R1?
Yes. It's a little pod. This
there
is...
we go. Wow.
Whoa.
But there's
On the video, it looks like you're just holding an orb of light. This is great. Wow.
That is cool.
Wow, that's really cool. You could do this.
So this is the party mode. I like that I'm holding like a little ball.
Like a little, yeah, an orb.
And I push the button?
Yeah,
No.
push it. Oh, what'd you do? No, like push the scroll thing, yeah. So there's different settings. So it's really handy for video because
That's the lightning.
there's like fire mode, police car mode, party mode. There's a sound mode, a music mode, so that's the police mode.
And it's magnetic, so you can stick this on top of your car.
Oh my god. Would not recommend.
No, do not do
I'm pretty sure
that.
that's illegal. Yeah, so that's really cool. That one is an RGB LED light.
Yes.
But it's really helpful to have little panels. So I'm a big fan of if you're getting someone an LED light or thinking of getting them an LED light, a panel is super helpful.
Yeah. Great for Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Like video conferencing and everything. So.
And that's, to clarify, that also has regular light settings. So, like, it's not just party lights.
Yes, yeah.
But the RGB ones are nice because if you want to, like, bring a certain, like, a flash of color into a photo or, like, a video or something, you have the option. But I did use that for, like, a conference calls, too, just on regular light settings. So they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. That one is the Godox R1. It's a little round one with a magnet, so you can stick it on, like, a fridge or like a door or something.
Yep, there's some from Aperture.
Yeah.
Neewer.
Lume Cube has a really nice one.
Yeah.
The Lume Cube one is about the size, literally the size of a phone.
Yeah.
And like the thinness of a phone. And it's really easy to slip into bags.
Yep.
It's really good for people just starting out. It's also really good for people who are a little more seasoned. Like everyone will have a use for it. So getting an LED light, good choice.
Exactly.
Now you can go a little bigger if you want. I was looking at ML60s, which is what we use to light our podcast, but that is massive and it's about $400.
Yeah.
If you know someone who's in the market for that, Godox makes some awesome big LED lights too.
Yeah.
That are constant. Highly recommend the ML60 if you're looking to spend something around that, or looking to spend that much.
Money. Yeah.
Tripods.
Oh god, tripods.
Mm-hmm.
Again, tripods are almost like purses.
Yeah.
Or like camera bags. They're very specific to what you're shooting, right? So there's video tripods.
Tripod.
Video tripods. Ball head tripods. We have a new tripod that just came in that has 2 mounts on it, right?
Yeah.
So you put the center arm on its side, and you got a camera on this side, and you can put a camera on this side, and it's just like, oh, it's so cool.
Can double as like a slider.
Yeah.
Too,
or
which is
you
cool.
could put like a light in the camera, or there's so many different options.
They're really neat.
Yeah.
So I also recommend going to see like a consultant for that.
Yes, definitely.
Because there are so many different tripods out there.
Yeah. And very important, don't go cheap on a tripod.
Buy once, you cry once.
Exactly. Like if you have a cheap tripod, okay, and you've got $5,000 worth of camera equipment on that tripod, okay, if a leg fails, okay, a lot of tripod manufacturers will warranty that. They will replace the tripod. They will not replace the camera that fell off the tripod because of the leg failing or whatever.
Yeah, like it's pretty important, literally. Yeah. And when you go into a store, I remember when I worked at the camera store, I would get so excited when someone would want to come in and buy a tripod. They're like, I don't know what I want. I'm like, let me show you what we have. And I'm like, we got this, we got this, we got this. This one does this. This one has twisty legs. This one has snappy legs. This one's made of carbon fiber. This one has an arm that moves. There are so many cool things that if you have no idea what you're looking for, just ask.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And most camera stores have such a big tripod selection that it's just like endless. They make tripods with things that you wouldn't even think of them making. Most of them sit above 100.
Yep. And they go way up. Like, just getting carbon fiber legs, you could be looking at over $1,000-$1,500.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But the most popular ones, Manfrotto,
Manfrotto's
Vanguard, Gitzo, three-legged thing.
Yeah.
Even Peak Design has a tripod.
They're like $400.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have really nice quality stuff. Cameron also makes some pretty decent tripods these days.
Yeah.
So that's it for tripods. Then we start getting into more nitty-gritty stuff with like computers and and all that.
Like rugged hard drives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are over 100. So essentially, if you don't know what a rugged hard drive is, it is a hard drive like this that is rugged.
Yep.
It's really good for students, really good for people who are on the go,
Yep.
who do a lot of like on the go editing or shoots, because essentially this is made like a regular hard drive like this, which is under 100, is made for stationary use.
Yep.
Because there are pieces in here that move.
Yes.
The rugged one is literally made to move around, because if this one gets thrown around or bumped off something as I spin it around, I'm sorry, Chuck, it's gonna, like, you're gonna have some issues and you could lose your photos and bust it. So the rugged ones are really nice.
Yeah. And if you get the rugged SSD, because the SSD doesn't have any moving parts.
Yeah.
Right? Just a regular hard drive has moving parts inside and they can get damaged, but the SSDs...
And you can throw it across the room like Chuck did in our last episode. So printers are awesome.
Yeah, if you get a large format printer, like 13 by 19.
Yeah, mind you, that's best for people who actually really want to print their work on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Because inks dry up very quickly.
Yes,
and they're very expensive.
Yep.
If you're looking for something that you just want to print smaller, like 4x6, the Canon Selfie is a bitchin' little machine.
Yeah.
I love it. It prints on like, so this is going to sound nerdy and most people might not know what we're talking about, but it prints in a process called dye sublimation.
Okay.
I'm a print nerd. I love printing stuff. I used to work at like printing facilities. You know that. I fucking love printing shit. Meanwhile, I never print any of my own work. Because that's expensive. But dye sublimation, so basically it prints it on an archival paper, and when you watch it, it prints out in like 3 goes. So it does one round of your photo in yellow, goes back in, then does cyan, goes back in, then does magenta, goes back in, then it does like a gloss optimizer on top.
Yeah.
But basically, I know that this isn't really a selling feature of it, but I really like it. It prints your photo so it's like archived. It's not going to fade like a photo that you print off of a machine.
Yes.
And it's worth it when you or someone you know is printing a lot of them for like scrapbooking and stuff like that. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yep.
You can do it wirelessly from your phone.
Yep.
It's a tiny little printer like this big.
Yeah.
The other thing is when you run out of ink, you run out of paper, so they run out at the exact same time, and you go to the store and you buy a pack that comes with paper and ink at the same time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so easy.
That way you're not
use.
having to run out and get yellow ink, and then 2 weeks later, I need cyan, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that comes to just above 100.
Yeah, it's like $150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for printers.
Yeah.
These ones are a little more, I don't want to say generic. First of all, Adobe Subscription. I looked into this. Most people who edit photos pay for Adobe programs like Lightroom or Photoshop. Some people use something like Capture One or other things. Whatever software they use, you can pay for it. I know back in the day you used to be able to get gift cards as a subscription for someone. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Okay.
But you still can pay for it if it's hooked up to their email. So if you kind of want to give them the gift of like something that they're actually going to use every day and like not have to like, you know, something that's normally a financial burden for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone.
Yeah. Because it is like $20-$25 a month depending on what they...
Yeah.
If you do the full suite, that's like $70 a month.
Yeah, I looked it up last night. I was like, oh, can I get a gift card? And it took me to the website, and it's like a full Adobe suite, 75 or 70 or 75 a month. And I'm like, ugh!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mind you that if you are buying for a student, there's student prices.
Oh, is there?
Yes. Well, they have like a student bundle.
Okay.
You just have to like write down where you basically have to prove like, I'm pretty sure I signed up for student when I was a student.
Yeah.
And I think I paid anywhere between $10 and $20 for Photoshop, Lightroom, and I think it came with like a video thing.
Oh, cool.
But basically you have to write, like you have to prove that you're in school and you have to write your graduating year.
Okay.
Which I was stupid enough to write the year I was supposed to graduate. Yeah. And I graduated a year later. So anyways, after that year is over, they like switch you back to the normal one.
Yeah.
So you're paying more. But yeah, Adobe Subscription, if they use Capture One, just figure out what software they use if you want to do that. And then you can go in and make sure you get the email right and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
What was there was another thing you were going to talk about.
The Apple Pencil.
The Apple Pencil, yes. If they have an iPad,
get them an Apple Pencil. They're really cool.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about
but they're under $100.
Are they? I thought they were at 100.
Oh, maybe.
Depending on what one you get. If you get like the high end, I don't know. I was looking at Surface pencils a while ago, which are Microsoft.
Yeah.
If they have a tablet, get them a pencil, because it helps with editing.
Yeah.
Or if they're like an artist or something and they like to draw, that's really fun.
Very important though, if you get them like an Apple Pencil or something like that, they do not need a pencil sharpener.
Thank you for clarifying.
That's what I'm here for.
I was gonna go home and sharpen my electronic pencil.
That would have been a mistake.
What a time we live in.
I know.
Electronic pencils. So weird. But yeah, you could get into the nitty gritty of like doing Wacom tablets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if they have a tablet, get them a pencil. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty of getting them a Wacom tablet, because chances are if they want that, they already have it.
Or if you have the money, get them a new tablet.
Yeah.
The new M1.
Oh my god. That's what I want for Christmas.
iPad
FYI,
Pro.
put that on my list.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. I'll get you one.
Aside, this is completely,
I'll get you a picture of one.
Completely unrelated. I was going through wedding registry things.
Okay.
Just for a sense of normality to this episode. I was going through wedding registry things and like suggested what other couples get, right? And
okay.
They have like a list, and I was going through, I was like, what the fuck do other people get? Because I just have like measuring cups on this list, right? There was literally an Oculus in there, and I'm like, pardon me? People are asking, do you know what an Oculus is?
Yeah, the VR.
People were asking for VR headsets. It was so popular that it was on the top like 20 list.
Oh my god.
I'm like, is it acceptable to ask for a VR headset for a wedding registry?
Well, you'd have to get two of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But that made me laugh. And then I scrolled down and it was very visibly like...
Sponsored by?
Well, no, it was there. It started getting into like... When I went further down into like top 100 or something, there were like little miniatures for D&D in there. And I was like, what kind of registries are people making?
Yeah, that's weird.
It was weird, but the Oculus thing was like right up there. It made me laugh. I was like, maybe I'll just ask for a new PC. Get me an iPad M1 Pro. But yeah, that's pretty much. Do you have anything else last minute that you thought of?
Not that I could think of. We went through all my little pile of stuff.
All your little stuff?
Yeah.
Things? Yeah.
That's
there are lots of things you can get them.
Tons of things. Basically, the biggest thing is pay attention to what they're talking about, right?
Yes.
So if they start talking about camera stuff, listen carefully. So that way you know what to get them, because they're going to be dropping hints and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I know we've mentioned this in all 3 videos and probably again in this one, but if they're talking to you and they're like, I really want a new lens, blah, 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 to make it more simple, get a gift card.
Yep.
Because people used to come in and they'd think they were getting the right lens and they got it for the wrong mount, or they didn't get the right one, or they got, for example, people who will go to Best Buy and get the lens without image stabilization without knowing. Like, there's so many stupid little things about lenses that can go wrong, and cameras and anything personal.
Yep.
That if you're not wanting to go through the headache of all that, which, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like very important, like knowing what the camera equipment is. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, my drone, right? I have the Mavic, not the Mavic, the Mini 2, the DJI Mini 2. And I ordered landing gear for it. I didn't realize I clicked on the Mavic 2 landing gear instead of Mini 2, so I ordered the wrong landing gear.
Ugh.
Right? So simple little things like that. Like, it's the DJI number 2. It could be the 2S, 2 Pro. Like, know exactly what the camera equipment is. If you don't know, if you can't figure it out, you've got a smartphone. Take a picture of the front of the camera. At the bottom right corner of the camera in the front is going to be the name, what brand.
And make sure it's in focus, please.
Yes. So yeah, that's it for our gift guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hope you guys have a good holiday.
Yeah. If you want to see our under $100 one, click on the link there. Or the under $50 one, click on the link there.
And yeah, we hope you guys have a happy shopping if you're shopping for anything.
Yes.
Remember to support Canadian local. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. We will catch you guys next week with our regular episodes.
Yes, we'll be back with season 2, episode 8 next week.
Yes, because this doesn't count as one episode.
No. Toodaloo!
Motherfuckers!